So hello, welcome to the stream everyone. Today we're doing a very quick live stream. I'm still using the M5 MacBook Pro, and I just want to record a bit of footage covering the last few games that I haven't managed to cover for my next video, which is going to be about the best Mac game releases of 2025. So actually we have quite a few, well, there are not that many Mac game releases, of course, but everyone we must treasure and feature in this video. So there's a few that have come out recently, for example, Powerwash Simulator, which I want to give a go. And there's quite a fun one that I've been trying out called Rhythm Doctor, which is very fun, which I've had a bit of fun playing with earlier today on my other computer. So I'm just going to record a few bits. So we'll also do Tiny Bookshop, Slots and Daggers. And if there are any like Mac games that have come out in 2025 that you think should be covered today, which I haven't previously covered in live stream, then I want to try to play those today. So to give the full list of all the games that are going to be in that video, we've got in alphabetical order: Assassin's Creed Shadows, Ball X Pit, Blueprints, Cat Quest 3, Civilization 7, Control, Cyberpunk 2077, of course, Dead Island 2, Escape from Duckov, Hades 2, Haste, Hollow Knight Silksong, Inzoi, Lone Star, Power World. We're going to do Powerwash Simulator, Resident Evil 3, Robocop, Rogue City, Slots and Daggers, which we'll cover today, Sniper Elite 4, Tiny Bookshop, which we'll do today, Wuthering Waves, Nine Kings, and Dredge. So the last two. Dredge was, I didn't cover it in my 2024 video because it came out right at the very end of December, so I missed that one out by accident, so I'm going to add that one in. Welcome to the stream, Ghost K Web. Thank you for joining us. Have you seen that Control Resonant was announced for Mac? Yeah, that sounds exciting. Any kind of simultaneous Mac release is good stuff. Okay, so let's kind of try to cover all the stuff today. So we're going to do the first game. Which one should I do? Oh, let's do Powerwash Simulator. So this just came out on Apple Arcade, which is kind of a surprise. Shame that we don't have Powerwash Simulator 2, which just came out on Mac. So we've brought out Powerwash Simulator, but we don't have Powerwash Simulator 2, which is a shame. Because I think Powerwash Simulator 2 is on, let me just check, Powerwash Sim 2. That just got released, I think, 23rd of October. No Mac port of that. So there must have been some money transacted in that to get this to work. Hello, thank you everyone. Welcome to the stream. Ironically, I tried Powerwash Simulator 2 recently with crossover. Oh, does it work well? I don't even know. Turn this down a bit. Okay, good. So let's give the native version a go. So this is running at 4K. It's going to open my Coke. That's loud. 5 stars with DXMT and D3D metal, so that's good. Okay. Something quite satisfying about washing. I own a power washer, and I can vouch for the fact that when you wash something, it just feels really good. I'm not sure how much more you could iterate from a Powerwash Simulator game. Okay, so it's cool that we get this on Apple Arcade, because I've been subscribed to Apple Arcade for many years now, and I don't really know why, but here we are. Nozzle extension soap. Rotate nozzle equip. Aim mode. Rotate equipment. Prone. For when you're trying to snipe. Show the dirt. Show the wash list. Okay. Okay. Can I do inverted mouse? Because I'm an inverted Y player. Invert Y. I'm not sure if that'll help me in this situation. Okay, so I've got high. Let's do like VSync off. Just high. This is on high settings. Let me just check. It's running at 4K. Quite impressive. 4K high. VSync off. Why is the simulator version of Powerwash Simulator Windows only not on Mac? Or the Steam version? Yeah, that's because it's one of these Apple Arcade things. Does this count as a first-person shooter? Okay, we've got tires. So often, a lot of these deals, especially for games which appear on the Apple Arcade, is that the Mac port is often only restricted to specific platforms. So if you consider Apple Arcade a subscription platform, then yeah, that's how it works. Can I do soap? I don't have any cleaning liquids. Okay. So I think if we look at the Powerwash Simulator page, you can see that they've gone full multi-platform: Mac, iPad, iPhone, Apple Vision, Apple TV. So that means that this particular Mac build is really very much catered towards that, Apple account integration. So that's why they'd have to make a separate build for the Steam version for that to work. Where Winds Meet came to iOS but not on Mac. Yeah, that's weird. I've seen that people have on the Mac Gaming subreddit, they've already managed to sideload the play cover version, and it even works in like ultra wide as well, which is quite cool. Change stance. Oh, you can get really low down. Okay, that's why. You can jump. Just look at a ladder or something. Show dirt. Okay. I'm missing a lot of spots here. Aim mode. Okay, so that's... I see. Which machine am I testing on today? So this is the base M5 MacBook Pro, 16 gigabytes of RAM and 10 GPU cores. So it's the pretty standard version of the M5 chip. So it's the cheapest current gen model that you can get right now. I'm looking forward to testing out the M5 Pro and Max once they come out. Hopefully they'll come out January next year, I hope. That's the rumor anyway. No scantily clad bikini characters in the game. Yeah, I remember watching, what is it, Bring It On, that cheerleader film with the Kirsten Dunst in it. And then they have like, I think they make more money if you could power wash in a bikini. I'd make more money too, I think. I'll get more donations. And just something triggered me when it comes to macOS gaming, because I saw in a recent article that Valve is creating a compatibility that lets you play Windows Steam games on iOS and Android. Well, it lets you play Windows Steam games on Android. So a lot of the work on Wine is actually being transported over, especially the stuff with the Steam frames, very exciting. The fact that we'll be able to play Windows games on Android in an official capacity using the Steam frame, those VR games, that's very, very exciting. And it's already a reality. I mean, I've got this thing called, this is a retro handheld called the Retro Pocket G2, right? So this is the Retro Pocket G2, and this is an Android ARM device. It's about £160. And I have this thing called Game Hub Lite on it, and it's basically does what Crossover does, but on an Android tablet. And it does all of the Wine configuration, and it can play like the Windows versions of Steam games with Steam Cloud syncing. So I've got things like Megabonk, which is a Windows-only game, and even games like that I'm going to test today, Slots and Daggers and Tiny Bookshop. All of these you can play the Windows versions on Android devices right now. So this is like really, really exciting stuff that Valve are, I think, pushing behind the scenes as well. So a lot of the work that's done by Codeweavers, the ARM translation layers from x86 Windows games onto Android platforms on the ARM chip is all just very, very exciting. And this is just the beginning. When I anticipate that one day Valve will release some kind of Steam OS or Steam app, which doesn't just log into your social services and helps you buy games, but actually plays games using Wine, using Fex, and does a lot of what we're doing now, with a lot of the content I cover, which is like Windows gaming through Crossover. Valve is not currently targeting Android or iOS. They are targeting Android because Valve's device, the Steam Frame, is an Android device, and it's going to allow you to stream Windows games, run Windows games, especially VR games natively on Mac. Sorry, I keep saying on Mac, on Android devices, right? So there's proper translation support in the same way that similar way to the way Wine works on Mac, but because Android is an open platform and it supports Vulkan, there's just way more potential with that. Okay, what are we missing here? Try Sons of the Forest. Yeah, I've tried that before. I want to try. I'm testing out like Mac games today. So if you've got a request for a Mac game that released in 2025, then I'll probably cover that. I'm not going to test Bloodborne today, but I will do an emulation game testing video probably tomorrow. Sorry, not tomorrow. Monday. Yeah, I'm trying to do my emulation videos all before Christmas, I hope. Yeah, Star Wars Outlaws. Yeah, you need kind of beefy computer to do this, to play those big open world games. They need a lot of memory as well. You need like a lot of memory to run these big open world games because you need lots of video memory too. Okay, there's 99% cleaned. Okay. I think with SteamOS and Windows for ARM, porting these games to Mac is a foregone conclusion eventually. Yeah, eventually. Right now, the Android space is really exciting. I think it's really exciting to see that happen because work done on that has a kind of spillover effect onto Mac as well. So a lot of the good stuff that happens on Android, stuff like Fex, I think will help with Asahi Linux as well, and you know all this stuff is net benefit. Oh, I can actually jump on the car. Okay, bodies were done. What's the tablet? You do the doors, grill. God, you have to be very thorough to get this at 100%. Where's the dirt? Some more tire. Wing mirrors. Bumpers. What's the bumper? What's wrong with the bumper? Bumpers. 2 bumpers. Okay. Would you say M4 Pro minimum? Yes, M4, the Pro edition minimum for a lot of these big open world games like Star Wars Outlaws. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty much essential. Level complete. Okay, so that's Powerwash. That's Powerwash Simulator. I'm not intending to make this one like a super long live stream today because I'm gonna take this footage and then like edit and start editing this into a video because I'm trying to do my big roundup of the year. Okay, so let's do Tiny Bookshop. Now this is Rhythm Doctor. I've had a lot of fun playing this in my living room. Oh shit! I just spilled water everywhere. I mean, Coke. Steam Frame is a PC with SteamOS. Steam Frame is not a PC with SteamOS. Steam Frame is a VR headset running Android. Oh god. Doors coming. I'm just in the middle of the stream right now. Okay, cool. So this, my wife's just come home and brought me some lunch, but I've already eaten a bit. Uber Eats is, my wife is Uber Eats. Okay, so let's just calibrate. So I've had a bit of fun playing this. Let's see how we do it. Let's see, slam. Okay, so this is like this interesting rhythm game that has quite a lot of background early access, but it got like its full release. So I'll try this. Okay, good. Okay, I've got 8% of the way through. So this is like this interesting retro-styled rhythm game, and it's quite a unique rhythm game in that you only have one button to press. So you play this like disembodied hand. Let's just try to turn up the volume for me a little bit. Thank you. I'm trying to get it from the speakers. So I want to be able to actually hear the thing. I'll actually look at the actual screen rather than... So this is a really fun rhythm game. And it's kind of like a bit fourth wall breaking. And, you know, it's quite a cool, it's a very cool concept. And it's the most fun I've had with a rhythm game for a while. Can I play the Steam version of GeoGuessr? I have no idea. Huh? Listen to the nurse's cues and hop over those beans. Okay, I died in one hit. Okay, I'll do like a level which is easier. This one, puff piece. I'm not sure how much latency this like Apple keyboard is going to introduce. Dum, 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 dum.
Ready, get, set, go.
Okay, why am I missing that? What's happening here? Something's gone wrong with my settings. It's kind of a bit jittery. Why is that so jittery on the screen? Let me just try to turn VSync on. I think that's going to help.
Set, go. Ready, get, set, go. Ready, get, set, go. 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 Get, set, go.
I think it was quite boring to watch this.
Get, set, go. Ready, get, set, go. Get, set, go. Ready, get, set, go. Ready, get, set, go. Ready, get, set, go. Get, set, go. Ready, get, set, go. Get, set, go. Ready, get, set, go.
Have I tried the Pragmata demo?
Ready, get, set, go.
I might give that a go later, yeah. I'm going to try a different level, just demonstrate what this looks like. Is there a Steam version of GeoGuessr? That would make a lot of sense, actually. The problem with Apple keyboards are around 125 Hz due to Bluetooth limitations. That's really bad. Maybe what I'll do is I'll play with the actual key, the actual spacebar on the actual MacBook. I played it earlier with a wireless controller. That was okay. Hi Aziz for art. I'm actually doing okay. I have a massive like gout flare up, if you don't know what gout is, right? And I can't walk because my foot hurts so much. Yeah, this level's a bit crazy. I'll play with the actual key on the keyboard right here. So this is in the first stage you have to hit the 7th beat. Definitely better with the keyboard. Okay, let's finish this boss level. This is like quite a fun game. I tried this yesterday and it's quite good. It's quite unique in terms of rhythm games. I'm not seeing a rhythm game with this kind of like slightly fourth wall breaking like storyline, and the art style's quite fun. It's actually really hard as well. You have to hit the 7 even if you can't see it visually. Okay, good. I was just saying there are programs to install Linux on Apple Silicon Macs through which we can use Proton. Yes, and Asahi Linux apparently is like the only way to play what was that game? Izuma 11 online with anti-cheat. So that's quite exciting. I hope Divinity will be natively. Yeah, I mean, Larian have done a really good job with basically doing a lot of Mac ports of their games. Divinity, Divine Divinity, or no, sorry. Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2 both have Mac ports. Baldur's Gate 3 has a Mac port. It's not bad. Okay, we're going to do Tiny Bookshop. So I don't actually understand what this game is about, so I haven't really played it yet. Do I think that Mac gaming has a bright future? It's a lot of like 2 steps forward, 2 steps backwards in a lot of things. Like, you know, originally with Intel Macs, we had the ability to run basically any Windows game using Boot Camp. So now that that's been lost due to Apple Silicon, then that's obviously worse. So turn off VSync. Although even the base Intel Macs of that time, the cheapest ones, couldn't really play games. But now we have Apple Silicon. Those base chips can play games, but we have a much smaller variety of games. Although we have other options now like crossover parallels, and we have some Apple-backed AAA games. So I'd say that I think it's better than before. But in the past, you could have bought a fully souped up $3,000, $4,000 Mac and then just booted Windows into it, and then you've had decentish gaming experience, and you could play all competitive online games. But now we are a different landscape. We have a more efficient landscape. We have a higher bar for lower end games, for lower end chips. So like the base M1 chip is capable of playing lots and lots of AAA games. It can't play all of them, so that's big. It's good. It has a future for sure. Apple are really mismanaging what Mac gaming can do though. If you're a serious gamer of any kind, you should be using cloud gaming services or building your own gaming PC or doing something, okay? Because the Mac gaming library is quite small. It is quite. If you're a passionate gamer who wants to be able to play every single game that comes out, then you're doing yourself a disservice if you only rely on a Mac. The Mac for me is the ability to run some games. Like if I want to play the game Tiny Bookshop, or a game like Slots and Daggers, or Powerwash Simulator as a casual experience, then that's all you kind of need, right? You don't need. I don't want to be able to run Arc Raiders or the latest Call of Duty. What's up to Grab? Thanks. I'm okay. I'm in my chair at the moment because my foot hurts because of gout. I look like I'm too young to have gout, but I've got like a major gout flare up and it's really bad. And my foot hurts like hell. Cloud gaming is really good. Which service are you using? Is it like GeForce Now, Shadow, Boosteroid? If you live near a data center that they use, then it's a pretty good experience. But I would always personally prefer to have some kind of thing, some kind of local game. Do people really run bookshops out of like trailers? If only they could put the same effort they do in developing game porting toolkit, but putting it into Steam or the launchers with one-click install bar. Yeah, exactly. If we could have Proton for Mac, then that would be huge. I often think like cloud gaming is nice, but it does rely on a strong internet connection. You have to be close enough to your data center, and you don't really like own the game in the same kind of way. I would always prefer, you think about how much a cloud gaming service costs and you multiply that by 3 years. If you could have just bought a decent gaming, like a PlayStation 5 or something, or a gaming PC, then I would seriously reconsider that choice instead. I would choose to buy a piece of hardware and maybe even run it at lower game graphic settings. I do like to game once in a while, although I have a PC. I just don't like the Windows experience. I'm not sure if it's worth to stick it. So if you don't like Windows, a really good thing that I've installed on my living room PC is Bazite, which is basically SteamOS. So you're basically running Windows through a translation layer through Proton. And you can control the whole thing via controller. It works wonderfully with the 8BitDo Ultimate 2 Guas controllers. I can't turn it on, the machine on using that, but I reckon once the Steam controller comes out, then they'll have some functionality built into that USB thingy there. And it's just a wonderful experience. Almost all the games that I run on at work, there's one game I couldn't get it to work, Soma, but almost everything else just runs pretty much flawlessly, or might require 1 or 2 tweaks. So I'm quite happy with it, with that experience. If you hate Windows, then just install Bazite. It's wonderful, and hopefully 2026 will be the year of SteamOS being officially released for Linux machines. So it's all very exciting. It's always better to run the game in native than a device that's kilometers away from you. Yeah, I feel more connected to a game, which I feel like if I'm streaming a game through the cloud, I always feel like it could like cut off at any second, or something goes wrong with the data center, or Cloudflare goes down, or something like crazy like that. Then there's like not much you can do about it. You don't really have ownership. You don't really have control, was what I'd say. And also latency. I hate latency. How come SteamOS can't run on Mac? Sorry for a dumb question. Because they don't have drivers for it. They don't have written drivers. The Asahi Linux could, in theory, port a lot of the stuff that that SteamOS has. Well, Asahi Linux also has its own way of running Proton on a Mac as well. Is that going to help sales? 2% drama. Okay. Okay, so if I buy a cactus, it's going to help book sales somehow. That's a really ugly trailer. Play Fortnite, okay, you managed to do cloud gaming, but Rocket League, hell no. Yeah. Rocket League, you can run through crossover, so, I think you're probably fine running it through that. Okay, I don't really get this game. This is some kind of like cozy game that's not designed for me, I don't think. See, what are we doing? Okay, save and quit. So that's my tiny bookshop experience. I don't really want to get that game. Okay, we're going to do slots and daggers. That's going to be the last thing that I'm going to cover, unless anyone has any other games which are coming out this year. So somebody mentioned GeoGuessr. Is that a thing? Because I know that the online version uses it came out in 2025, no Mac version, which is silly because a lot of people would play this game on a Mac. Pragmata, what's that? This is a Mac game only. This is a Windows game only, sorry. It's coming out in 2026 and not this year. I've been playing Rocket League through crossover, but the game just doesn't log in. Really? Have you tried using Heroic or the Epic Games launcher, of course, or maybe try Heroic as well? The demo you can try. Yeah, though I'm not doing Windows gaming today. Okay, slots and daggers. Let's try this out. Did I try Fallout? I mean, I've tried Fallout before. I'm not testing it today, though. What do you think about DRM in games nowadays? I mostly disagree with DRM, of course. I think it harms sales more than anything. And it definitely hampers Windows gaming on alternate platforms. So definitely don't like it. Slots and daggers. Let's install this. Probably from Capcom also having Death Stranding 2 soon on Mac. Yeah. With the amount of pull that Apple has with these companies, I'm surprised that, it's not a surprise really why Death Stranding 2 is not on Mac. It's because unless Apple are paying for the privilege, right, then why bother porting it to a platform which has virtually no users? Is Overwatch ever going to be playable on Mac again? I think it will be playable once there is once some Rosetta bug gets fixed. Stop the wheels to fight the enemy. So next enemy action is 2 attacks, right? What's your favorite games on Mac that you actually also enjoy playing privately? I'm actually going to be making a video about this soon. So it's basically a lot of rogue. I really like playing a lot of roguelikes. Ooh, critical hit. I also enjoyed playing Cyberpunk and also Clair Obscur. Clair Obscur's got a new patch out, which is very exciting. And a lot of old school RPGs. I'm really into RPGs. I also played a lot of Baldur's Gate 3 on the Mac. Bro, God of War is perfectly run one time, please do play my MacBook Air 8. 8 gigabytes is not really enough to play God of War. Not well, anyway. What on earth is this thing? So technically, if I have an older M1 Mac with an older Rosetta, no, it's because of an Overwatch update that requires CPU features that the Apple Silicon Mac doesn't emulate correctly through Rosetta 2 right now. So you're not going to have any luck. Hey, crash. Oh, the Steam crashed, not the game. 100% sure I'm doing this. If you really want to play Overwatch, there are so many ways to play Overwatch now. Buy a gaming PC, buy a Switch Lite. Switch Lite you can get for like $70 or something. Switch 2, that's a pretty good portable way of playing Overwatch, which has got a patch, I think. Can I change this one? I think crossover lifetime is worth it for a first-time user, or is it worth it? Yeah, you should probably try it out before you fork out a lot of money for crossover life. The fact is, right, that if you buy the Cyber Monday sale, which happens literally every year, the last 5 years have been all Cyber Monday sales. I don't know what these do. If you buy the Cyber Monday sale every year, let's say it costs you like $10, right, a year to renew your license every year. Over 10 years, you're only going to be spending like $100 to $150, whereas lifetime is about $300, I think. So to make your money back, you'd have to be using it for more than 20 years. And I'm not sure what the gaming landscape is going to be like 20 years time, but 20 years ago, it was completely different. I mean, Steam was only just released 20 years ago. So, you know, it's a very different ecosystem that we're talking about. I mean, of course, you should give as much money as you like to support code weavers. They do a really great job with Windows gaming on alternate platforms, and they're definitely the future. But I would definitely say financially, economically, it's not worth it to buy lifetime. But it is worth it to support code weavers. Bro, I literally play it on M1 Air, works perfectly, gives me almost 40 FPS. Okay, good. Well, I haven't tried the M1 Air for a while. I did buy a 16 gigabyte MacBook Air M1 recently. I should really do some testing comparing the 8 and 16 gigabyte versions of that. The 8 gigabyte one is a pretty low end machine. Do you have an estimate about the sales App Store ports did and what's feasible for the company? Well, there's a company, I remember that it made the news in the articles a few months ago, maybe last year, where they estimated the number of paying users for games like Assassin's Creed Mirage on iPhone, iPad, and it was estimates were very low. So, you know, less than a few thousand people purchased that game. And considering the fact that Mirage is pretty big, you know, Assassin's Creed, I'd say off-season release, it's surprising that they're still continuing on with this kind of facade. Like all of these AAA ports are just doing very, very badly. Like I've bought them all. Maybe some of you have bought them, but the actual audience who wants to play huge game experiences on like a tiny screen or on their Mac is like not that big. Play God of War and Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. I'll do it if you do a super chat, then I'll cover it now. But without a $5 super chat, I'm just doing like Mac games that I need to cover for my next games, and I've pretty much done all of them now. I've done okay, I don't really understand this game. Normally this is like a game that I'm really up for, roguelike games. I don't understand what's happening here. 5 physical chips. Okay, let's quit out of this. Shadow still runs like ass on the M4 Mac Mini. Okay, yeah. Try not to run it with old tech, I guess. Okay, so any other games that came out this year that are good? Let's have a look. Yeah, we don't even have like good categories to show like what's working well on macOS. Because normally, like, you can do a browse. There used to be a thing. Where's it gone now? Where's the Mac thing gone? There used to be a Mac category. How do you set up your bottle when playing Expedition? I'm trying to play it on crossover, it just works bad. Watch my Expedition 33 video on my second channel. You'll see it there. Does Mafia Old Country work? I think I've seen it working on Mac Pro Tips' YouTube channel, so make sure to check that guy out. Dogpile. Simulated. When did Deltarune come out? Deltarune. Oh, that's a really old release. Okay, I thought it was new. I thought it was new for some reason. I think Undertale, and then that's a newer version. Skate Story, is this good? Let me look this up. Interesting. Which Mac do you have? This is the M5 Mac. My favorite Mac is my M3 Max at the moment, but that's just because I do a lot of video editing on it and I do a lot of work on it. It's not the best value Mac, I'd say. I wish I had an M4 Max. More powerful, but obviously really expensive as well. Most people aren't going to take advantage of the full power of their very expensive Macs. So let's give this guy a go. Skate Story. I heard a bit about this. Let's see what this is about. What else we got? Which is a Mac game. So there used to be a category where you could find Mac only games, but where has it gone? Where's Mac OS as a category? It's been erased, I think. I think it might have just been gone. Where's it gone? Because we used to have a category which said like Linux or Mac OS, and now it's gone. Or browse. Okay, search and filter by system. Oh, here we are. It used to be a bit easier than this. Not relevant. I want like popularity. Get release date is one way. There's too many games get released anyway. All this like shovelware. For use Steam tools, it gives people the games. I'm not for piracy, so I'm not going to support that. Okay, RPG makers. A lot of stuff gets released like every day, but it's really hard to tell what's good or bad. I'm trying to cover the most impactful stuff. I've heard this is decent. It says it needs a controller. If you have a seizure, there's a special section. Where is it? Next to categories. Categories. It used to say like Mac OS. That used to be like a thing. Let me check the main Steam website. It's different. The More tab. There is a macOS in tiles of the categories tab. I'm being stupid or something. What's happening here? There is a macOS in the tiles of the categories tab. Special sections. There's people shouting at the screen. Special section. Oh, here we are. Oh. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's okay. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, they just moved it. Demos, DLCs, and then more. Okay. They've kind of, it's more clicks now. House Flipper. Terminator 2, what? Oh, it's like a retro game. Rust, Total. Oh, the new Warhammer game, 40k, looks fun. There's 2 new Warhammer games, but the Total War one probably come on Mac. House Flipper. Okay, that came out a while ago. Okay, let's give this a quickie go, and then we're going to end the stream soon-ish, because I can't play forever. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, I don't know anything about this game apart from the fact that it's a newish Mac game and there's like 150, 60 people playing it right now. This is a pretty heavy looking story for a skating game. I don't know. Okay. Half-Life Thief. Tell me, can I play God of War? Yeah, you should be able to play Wired with macOS Tahoe. Let's try and get it to 60 FPS. Texture resolution, medium. Let's try and get this to 60. Low, off, low. Okay, that gets us to 60. Bro, please try one AAA game. Okay. If you give me a super chat, then I'll test out Windows game or AAA title. But I'm just trying to clear up my list of 2025 Mac games. Forest Files, a 4-page contract. What on earth is this about? I shall be born from glass. But for return to living. I will eat every moon. I've tried Borderlands 3 in the past, and Borderlands 4 also works through crossover. If you have enough memory, it should work. What on earth is this about? Last of Us. Yeah, I've tested Last of Us before as well. It doesn't work that well on a 16 gig M5 Mac, I'll be honest with you. If you check out my RAM video I made a few weeks ago, then you'll see. It's quite a demanding game. Let me turn on VSync. There's no VSync option. Okay, let's just go. Native metal effects versus GPTK DLSS. Well, if you're using metal effects on crossover preview and you're playing and you're hooking into DLSS, that is using metal effects. So there is no real native DLSS here because we've got the NVIDIA hardware drivers. It just hooks into it. This game is really trippy. Reminds me a bit of Superhot in this like low poly aesthetic. And this guy just urethane wheels screech through the dead air. Power slide. Why is that some games look beautiful but run well, AAA games will never look that good but run shit and take so much storage? A lot of the modern games are like uncompressed. That's why they take up so much space. Yeah, dreamy. Oof, crash. Oh, I didn't crash in the lamppost. I just want to use the DualShock 3 PS3 controller. I think you can use it. I have a video of it on my second channel if you use a wired. You can plug in a wired controller and then run this script. I remember doing it a few years ago and it seemed to work okay. Why are we getting the moon? Ouch. I like the music doesn't just stop when you crash. "35 FPS on low settings, just playable category. Maybe study get a job, buy something newer." I think so, yeah. Or just buy a real gaming machine. Right. I should have just bought Crossover on Cyber Monday. Everyone should have bought Crossover on Cyber Monday, but my 20% off discount code still works, so make sure to try that out before you commiserate too much. Where Winds Meet by a Clay Cover. I think I'm just gonna wait for the real version to come out because I'm quite happy with the crossover version. Invariably, it's gonna have better graphics. Okay, let's skate story. Let's see what else we got. So is skate story actually out? Might make my list then because that looks quite interesting. There's a lot of like hidden gems. Yeah, it's out. What else we got? Let's see, more special sections macOS. Chained echoes. Darkest days. What's this about? Early access game. After I get my graduation complete, I will buy an MMAX machine and get crossover with your code. Thank you. Thank you for considering it. You can also just buy crossover now as well. So you're a student and you're studying to become a game dev on your Mac. Cool stuff. This looks interesting, but it's not really out yet. Into the Dead Our Darkest Days. Let me see. Is anyone playing this? Because there's quite a few people playing this. Some nice hidden gems here. Overwhelmingly positive. I think I'll cover this once it gets a full release because it's still in early access right now. But a lot of people playing this. It's quite interesting. Is there any other place to play with high DPI mode but with low resolution? I'm not sure what the question is there because I don't really use high DPI mode much. Try to run as many games as possible in 1080p because when you're gaming on a Mac, it's a very much a compromise kind of situation. You're going to have to turn down your game settings a lot in order to get games to run. So this is, okay, it's a retro style new game, Terminator 2D. Can't believe they're still handing out this license. First you get a RoboCop game, now we've got a Terminator retro style game. Who's playing this? Who's actually playing this? Terminator 2D. How many people are actually playing this? Okay, this just came out today. Is this good? Let me see. Terminator 2D. I can't believe they're selling a retro style game for a really little license for $22.50. That's like a lot of money for a game. Is it good? Let me just make a purchase. Might refund it later if I don't like it. Terminator. Right, bye. Take care. Going for dinner. Thanks for joining the stream, Matt Gamer Live. Okay, let's give this a go. I've not heard of this game. Obviously, I've heard of Terminator. I'm planning to watch that at Christmas, I think. It should be fun. And other good games that have come out in 2025. Wouldn't mind trying to cover a few. It's a bit loud. God, this graphics are so. I wouldn't be surprised if this game came out in like 1998 or something.
2D, no fate.
As the future rolls towards us, I see it so clearly in my nightmares. Soon a nuclear attack will annihilate the human race in an instant. Judgment Day. The attack will be carried out by Skynet, a rogue artificial intelligence program developed. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. In the aftermath The survivors will find the strength to fight back against the machines. Oh, the person who got Battlefield 6 multiplayer to work. Okay. Oh yeah, I heard it's working with some kind of like anti-cheat bypass, which I'm not sure I recommend trying, but it's good to know that it works. Apple's memory prices are reasonable now. That's what I've heard. I saw a very convoluted joke from Linus Tech Tips on the One Show. Duck, jump, shoot, left. This reminds me of Flashback. Let me just check the controls again. Interact, B, shoot, man, dead zone, okay. I didn't even see the guy there.
Weapon upgrade.
It's like a cover shooter, but two.
Continue acquired.
Just put to Micro Air. Which game do you recommend? I've got so many videos about the M4 Air. You should just check out my videos. I've made 3 videos about gaming on the M4 MacBook Air, so check that out. A lot of Windows games work surprisingly well, like Ghost of Tsushima and Spider-Man Remastered. This is really old school in its design. Like, it even has a timer and it has continues, which is, it doesn't even have like regenerating health or something. We have this for like really old school. I think it's like Contra style. Is it Contra style aiming?
Checkpoint. Warning. Warning.
Oh man. Can't even aim at her. Ow. Ouch. Okay, old school fun, I think. Old school fun. This came out of nowhere. Like, who's asking for a Terminator 2 game in this day and age? Crazy. Play M4 with GeForce now. Yeah, it's probably the best way to get a lot of games working at high graphics settings. So the M4 base is not that powerful. It's capable of playing a lot of these games with all these upscaling techniques, but it's not that good. Featured. you think we will ever be able to play Call of Duty Black Ops 7? No, I'm afraid not. Maybe the single player version, but not campaign, which I heard is not great. Yeah. Okay, so I think I got my list of stuff that I wanted to cover today. I'm going to be releasing my video about the best games, Mac games of 2025. That's going to include Assassin's Creed Shadows, Ball X Pit, Blueprints, Cat Quest 3, Civilization 7, Control, Cyberpunk 2077, Dead Island 2, Escape from Duckov, Hades 2, Haste, Hollow Knight Silksong, Inzoi, Lone Star, Power World, Powerwash Simulator, Resident Evil 3, Robocop, Rogue City, Slots and Daggers, Sniper Elite 4, Tiny Bookshop, Wuthering Waves, Nine Kings, Dredge, which came out at the end of last year. And we've also got Slots and Daggers, Rhythm Doctor, and maybe I'll include this game, Terminator 2D, and also the other one that I tried, which was called Skate Story. Yeah. These are like, I would say, trying to like give a very broad overview of like the biggest, most impactful games that came out of the year. And then we'll see if that Assetto Corsa Rally works, but the Competizione is not working. Or at least I haven't managed to get it to work properly. We'll see. I know you did AC Rally, but I've never actually got ACC to work correctly, I'm afraid. I was thinking of doing this one too, Tower of Babel, but I've already... Is this... I mean, if it's got enough... I mean, there's people playing it, but I don't think it was that good. As a survivor game, wasn't that impressed by it. Thank you very much for continuing to be a member of the YouTube channel. Thanks for Avery210984. Really appreciate it. Have I tried Wuthering Waves? Yes. It's one of those games which has a really weird Mac issue where you can't select the resolution correctly. It just defaults to something as high as possible, which really impacts the frame rates. But if you can get past that using something like Switch Res X. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to be ending the stream today. It's been a really short one, and I'm going to probably schedule one for Monday so that I can do as much Mac gaming on emulators. I'm going to do a whole... While I've still got this M5 MacBook Pro on me, I'm going to try to cover emulation. So I'll do all of the Shad PS4, Bloodborne, Dolphin, etc. All of that stuff all in one day. And we'll try and cover that. So thank you very much for joining the stream today. I am logging off. Thank you very much, Avery210984, for continuing to be a member for 8 months. Sorry I haven't put up much members-only content, but really appreciate everything. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm going to see you later. All right, bye-bye.